And I'm going to put me up on the screen. Hi, everybody. I am so happy you're here with us. This is exciting for me. I love teaching about the clairs, our spiritual gifts, and how we can get more in touch with these. I'm really excited because I want you all to understand something, and I want you to really hear this point that I'm going to make. Each one of us has equal access to our spiritual gifts. Let that sink in for a moment. There may be people that you look at as having this really expansive gift of hearing and seeing and mediumship. We all have the same access to our spiritual gifts. There's no one higher, no one lesser in your ability to connect to your gift. It's just a matter of putting in the time and effort and understanding them. And that's what this class is all about, is helping you understand more what your spiritual gifts are. These are your God-given abilities. It was given to you from source energy. I call it God, call it whatever you want. It's the highest form of energy that is our creator. And we all have it, period. We all have it. So what we will do in this workshop, you're going to be having some experiences, but you're also going to learn some of the tools and some of the things that you can do to increase those gifts inside of you. I gave you several handouts, and there's some really good information in there. So after the class, maybe you can go over that with a little more understanding about what all of that is that we're talking about. So we can't really talk about our spiritual gifts without acknowledging how that energy is guided. And probably all of us have heard or know the phrase higher self, but what is that really? Do we really have a good understanding of what our higher self is? That's the first thing I want to explain, or at least talk about. So it sounds like this is a version of ourselves, right? It has the word self in it. And indeed it is. It's a non-physical part of us that sees us, communicates with us. It's just a transcendent version that holds more information about our soul's journey. It sees where you are going and where you want to be. Your higher self knows you better than anyone else and keeps you in tune with the highest aspects of your soul. Sometimes that voice that says we should do something, like taking a turn at a certain point, or going to a meeting, or not going somewhere, that's the guidance system telling us that maybe it would be better to do that or to not do that. The higher self is directly connected to the divine, to God. It sees all possibilities, all timelines for us, and there are unlimited possibilities. Our higher self wants the best for us and will always guide us in that direction. It will never steer us wrong. So how do we connect to this higher self, you may ask? You connect to the higher self through intentionally increasing your vibration in your soul star chakra and communicating that way. Many of you, I think, took the chakra class. The soul star is that chakra that's just above your physical body, and this is where you really connect in through your crown chakra. You communicate back and forth between your higher self. You can also communicate on a soul level from your higher self to anyone else's higher self by just asking to connect. I call this making a spiritual phone call, and I love to do this. Try it sometime. Try to connect with your higher self and ask to connect with somebody that you're not with there presently. Send them a message. Just say, hey, I'm thinking about you, and see if maybe there's a phone call you get, or a message from them, a letter, whatever. We can connect on that level for healing. A lot of times if we're disconnected from someone and we really want to reach out to them, but maybe there's a little distance energetically between you and them, Work with the higher self of you and that person to do this and to heal that relationship. So that's the higher self. The other one that I want to talk about is the oversoul. And you may or may not be familiar with the oversoul. But what that is, it's all the beings that we have ever been or will ever be collected in one unified cloud of energy. The Oversoul works together to connect us with the correct information at the most necessary times in our life. So let's say you were a princess, or you were a king, or a famous actor, or even an extraterrestrial. These are all part of your Oversoul, and they all come together as a collective to help guide you and to just really help you to understand your life that you're in now when you make that connection. Now, there is a collective Oversoul where the individuality merges into higher and more unified consciousness. We call this the oneness. So, this is our guidance system. While we're here in this human body, as we find our way home to pure love and light in the presence of God, this is what we have guiding us from up above, and we can get in touch with this at any time once we have those tools and once we know how to increase our vibration and our frequency to get in touch with them. So, we are going to do some exercises today. But before we do that, we're going to kind of get a baseline. And this is not a test. In this class, I'm sure we have many who are at different levels of accessing your clairs. All I'm asking you is to give it your best effort. There is no pass or fail. There is no wrong or right. There's no judgment or criticism. This is just, look at it as fun. This is a fun exercise that you're going to do right off the bat. Just kind of get a feel for where you are in seeing energy. So I'm going to show you 3 pictures, one at a time. And as I show you these pictures, this is where your pen and paper comes in. I want you to, I'll just hold them up or have them up on the screen for about a minute. And I want you to feel into the energy of either the person or the people in the picture. Write down any thoughts, any words, or feelings that come through. We're going to do it one at a time. And then after the 3 are shown, you're going to put your paper away. That's all that you're doing for this part of it. So at this time, I am going to show you the first picture. Does everyone understand what you're doing? Any questions about this part? Okay, again, it's not a test. This is just for you to feel into the energy and see what comes through for you before you learn anything about these wonderful clairs that we're going to talk about. So let me put the first one up for you. And I'm going to get out of the way for just a minute. Okay, let's go to the next one. I have to get in front of my computer to do this, sorry. And the last picture. Okay, let's get back to where we were now. Thank you all for participating in that. You can put your paper away, or if you didn't have paper and you typed into the comments, then good. Thank you for doing that. So now let's talk about those gifts. When we communicate with another energy being, whether it is a human that has left their physical body and gone on into the spirit realm, or a different species from us, let's say an animal, we do so at that higher level. Our soul star chakra, as we mentioned, and the higher frequencies from there. We form the words with our vocal cords, but they first begin as an image, and the words we speak are representing the image we viewed. When I channel from anyone, whether it's the angels, the masters, loved ones, I always get an image. I always see something first, and then the energy expands out, and that is explained, or the words come through after viewing that image. So we can project that very image that we're getting telepathically. We can send that to anyone. And the more that we work on that tool of honing our telepathy, then the more our clairs are going to really be opened up. So the next fun exercise, right now, I'm going to think of a number between 1 and 100, and I want you to write that number, but wait until I actually focus on sending the information to you. I'm sending it to everyone in this room right now that's listening at the same time. Okay, so write that down on your paper, or again in the chat. If you don't have the paper, we're going to see what that number was at the end of the show. All right, so telepathy, as I said, our birthright. It's a gift that we have. In That's one form of the gifts that we have, and we all have access to them. We can all use them, but perhaps you're not aware of all of them. We're going to talk about these clairs and opening them up and working with the energy of each one. So I want to first talk about claircognizance, and I do have some help with this.
Let's see what kind of help you're getting here.
Okay.
Sometimes it's you get what you pay for. Which, let me see if I can make it work for us. Okay, let's see. Okay, there we go. I can't read it backwards. Hey, Deb,
Yes.
will you read mine? I cannot read this backwards.
Sure. I guess I need, mine is popping up. So let me look at it. Is Claire, which one are we doing? I'm sorry.
Clairvoyance.
No.
Cognizant.
Sorry. Let's figure this out.
Claircognizance. Okay. I'll tell you in a second. I got it. Claircognizance is intuitive knowledge, psychic knowledge without any physical explanation or reason. Includes precognition, like knowing things before they happen.
Thank you, Deb and Ruth.
Yeah.
Although, okay, that didn't work out because our slides are on our own page and we're talking.
All right, but you all get the idea. Claircognizance. This is clear knowing. It's when you just know. And sometimes this is confirmed and we say, I knew it. Does that ever happen to anybody? Something happens that you knew this in your soul, you knew it. And then all of a sudden, there it is, right in front of you. So it's knowing it without even seeing the physicality of it yet, without hearing it. You just know that you know, and you're certain of it. It may be a stroke of instant insight, or it may be a download of information that doesn't need any processing or interpretation. It's those words or that image that just comes to you. A lot of people are reluctant to speak up. A lot of people don't want to share that they hear or they know something because they don't want to be made fun of and ridiculed if there's the other people that are hearing you say this don't believe it or are not seeing what you're seeing. So as you learn to use this gift of claircognizance, of really knowing, having that just confidence inside that what you know is true, it will help you to be more discerning in your life choices and in your decision making skills. Now, this is one where you just have to have more awareness. We're going to open the third eye today and get an attunement to that. And the more you do that, the more you're going to start this claircognizance, which is just knowing that you know. So we're going to move on from there to clairvoyance.
Clairvoyance, intuitive vision, the ability to see objects, actions, or events distant from the present without the use of eyes. It transcends time and space.
Absolutely. And this is one that you can hone that skill. You can work on clairvoyance until the cows come home. The more energy, the more effort you put into your clairvoyance, if that's what you want to do, the more this is going to increase. Some people don't want to see, and that's okay. That's understandable. If you've had an experience where you saw something and you wanted to unsee it, but we can't unsee what we see. So clairvoyance is that ability to receive the extrasensory impressions and the symbols in the form of mental images through your third eye. You may be clairvoyant if you experience vivid dreams, visions, mental images, and scenes that flash into your inner awareness. You may be able to see the colors of the energy fields around people, called auras, around plants and animals, or perhaps you're able to see angels and spirits or other beings. Now, I did give you a handout on this particular one, and I gave you some information about opening the third eye. There's a meditation that you can do that's in the handout. And one thing that I put in there is about the blocks. What could potentially block our clairvoyance? And like I said, it may be a fear of being ridiculed, but it also may be that you're just trying to force something to happen. So comparing yourself with other people that have this skill, that can see things, and you can't see things, that will block you more than help you. So don't compare, don't compete. It's not a competition. This is a skill and it's a gift that you have. So if it's something that you choose to say, I'm going to increase my clairvoyance, I'm going to really work on honing that skill, then you will. So I encourage you to go through the handout and read the information that's there. And we're going to move on to clairaudience.
Clairaudience, intuitive, audio or hearing, the ability to perceive sounds or words and extrasensory noise from sources broadcasting from the spiritual or ethereal realm.
Okay. As was stated, clairaudience is that ability to hear sounds, words, thoughts that there is no explanation for physically. When you tune into anything that has energy and hear it speaking to you, you are using this clair. There are some people and animals who are very talkative, and others are shy or wary of this connection. So they will sense if you are safe and open to them talking to you. And if you're using someone other than yourself to communicate, like a medium that's going to bring through messages from your loved ones, they're also going to sense that. They will know if that is a safe place for them to bring a message to you. So it's imperative to really be aware of your space, of really clearing the energy in your space. But what's more important than anything is that you open up, and after you ask for the connection or you ask some questions, really listen. Clairaudience is all about listening and hearing those sounds and those thoughts and those words that intuitively will come to you. And the more you open up to it, the more that is going to happen for you. Let's move on to clairsentience.
Clairsentience is the intuitive knowing by feeling things. It's the ability to acquire knowledge by feeling, and someone who has clairsentience feels the vibration of other people, animals, and places, including non-physical energies.
Exactly. It's a clear physical feeling into what another person or animal is emitting to you. We obtain this intuitive insight by way of a physical experience in the body. Have you ever had the hairs stand up on your arm? Or do you get what I call the God bumps or the truth chills, where all of a sudden your body is covered in goosebumps? That's clairsentience. You're feeling an energy. So you may have also a gut feeling, or just know that something doesn't feel right, or that something does feel really right. Both extremes there, they're going to come up as a physical sensation in your body. Clairsentients feel the experience of other people or animals' emotions, their ailments, or their energies. We like to call this being an empath, but the term for it that is happening with you is clairsentience. This is another one that I gave a handout for, and this one has some fun things that you can do to little exercises that you can do to increase this clairsentience. One thing that we can do is consciously feel into those around us. So if you're, let's say, in a grocery store, that's pretty much the extent of my getting out these days. But if you're around other people, just take a moment and look at them and see what's coming from them. See if you get any energy coming in from that person, from their essence. Another fun exercise, and I did put this in the handout, I love doing this one, is if you have some friends that will cooperate with you, you can sit in a room with your back to the door that they're going to come through and have them enter the room. Have one person enter the room and see if you can just feel who that person is. Now, it helps if they are not wearing a fragrance, a perfume, or if they're not making noise, or if they don't have anything on them that's going to make a noise, like a chain or a bracelet or high heels that might give them away. But just feel into the energy, and this is one way. It's a really quick, easy way for you to work on this skill to increase it. We're going to go now to clairsaliency.
Clairsalience, intuitive smell. It involves smelling a fragrance or odor of a substance, person, place, or animal, not in one's surroundings. Common occurrences of this are tobacco smoke, flowers, or perfume.
Exactly. This happens a lot when we have our loved ones that are in spirit who come through to us. There may be the scent of a familiar flower, or something that that person always wore, like a perfume, or if they smoked, there may be that smell. My dad smoked a pipe, and it had this beautiful aroma of cherry tobacco in it. So when he comes to visit me from spirit, I always smell that tobacco smell, and I know immediately that it is him. Now, my sister has an interesting thing that's happening in her house. There is a spirit that's decided to live there with them, and during the night, at some point, she will smell bacon cooking. And I've been there, and I know that this really does happen. It happens on a consistent basis. So when you are in this gift that you have, this clair, you're able to smell that even though there is no physical reason for you to be smelling what's coming through, but it may be somebody that wants to communicate with you. It's a beautiful gift to have, because it gives some confirmation to some people. If you know that that's a loved one that's coming through, then you can give a certainty that that is the person that you're speaking with. Let's move on to clairtangency.
Clairtangency, intuitive knowing by touching, also called psychometry, handles an object or touches something, and in doing so knows information about the object or its owner or its history.
Anybody ever do this? I have done this, and it's very interesting. The gift is more commonly known as psychometry, and you can perceive facts about an event, a person, an animal, just by contact with or proximity to that person or animal or object. You may be clairtangent if you quickly gain formerly unknown insights when you hold an article of clothing. If you can try this. If you go to like a used clothing store, a consignment store, you can just like go down, and something draws your attention, just touch it or come in close proximity to it, and just see if you get anything from that. There's any flash. There may be an animal that's in spirit, and you might hold their leash and just see if you can feel into their energy and get a flash of them as they are now in spirit. So back in 1842, this term was coined by Joseph Rhodes Buchanan. It's called psychometry, and it's based on the theory that everyone leaves a vibration or resonance on objects they handle. And I love this one. I think this is a fun one, and it's a fun one to play with also. If you have something that you don't know where that object has come from, just see if you can get the history of where that was. It's a fun thing to do. And we're going to move on to clairgustance.
Clairgustance has to do with intuition and taste. It's being able to taste something without actually putting it into your mouth.
Right. And why would we want to open to this gift? I've asked that many times because I've had those tastes that come in and I'm like, what is that? But there have been times when maybe it was bubble gum or a chewing gum, and I knew that the person that was coming to me was someone that chewed gum a lot. And so I was feeling that taste or getting that taste in my mouth, even though I didn't have any gum and it wasn't anywhere around me. The other reason that you might want to have, in addition to confirming who is in your presence, it may be your animal that's alive now that is with you, and they may send telepathically something that they want you to be aware of, whether it's something they like, maybe it's pizza or bacon or something really good that's yummy to them. And they're giving you that message, hey, I'd like to have this, please. Or they may be letting you know that there's a food that creates a problem for them. Maybe there's something you're feeding them or something in their food that's upsetting their stomach or that they're having a reaction to. They can let you know that telepathically. So if you are getting this taste in your mouth and you're not quite sure what that is, just ask. Just really go into a meditation and say, well, what is that all about? What is that I'm tasting, but I don't know what it is? And I don't have it. I don't have any physical thing that would create that. So those are the clairs, the ones that we're going to bring out anyway today. There are more, and there's more that as we research and study, there are more things that we can get in touch with through the third eye. But the more you practice them, the stronger they will become. So if you set your intention in your meditation time to focus on just focus on one at a time. If you want to really become more able to see, then say, I really want to work on my clairvoyance. Can I just please focus on that, angels and spirit guides? Can I have my higher self help me to develop that gift? And just work on one at a time and see. And then once you get the energy of that going, add in another one. Maybe you want to hear. Maybe you want to hear the words as the angels talk to you or your loved ones in spirit talk to you. So these are the definitions and some of the characteristics of the clairs. And we can't talk about the clairs without talking about where in our body we need to focus to have all of these expanded and come into a clearer focus for us. And that is our third eye. The third eye chakra, we relate to it as being on the forehead, like in between the eyebrows, but really there's a gland inside of our brain that's called the pineal gland. This is a pea-shaped or pea-sized gland that's shaped like a pine cone. Everybody know what a pine cone looks like with all the layers? It's located in the vertebrate brain near the hypothalamus and the pituitary gland. And it's considered to be the organ of supreme universal connection. We've seen it throughout history, like with the ancient Egyptians. They had the symbol of the Eye of Horus that shows that placement of the pineal gland in the profile of the human head. This third eye, the pineal gland, is connected to clarity, concentration, imagination, and intuition. So why is this third eye so significant? When we develop our third eye and our clair abilities, it opens a doorway to everything that's psychic. Our telepathy, all the clairs that we just discussed, lucid dreaming, and astral projection. The illusion of separation between self and spirit dissolves when the third eye connection is cultivated. So there's many ways to work on this pineal gland, and we're going to talk about those. We're going to talk first about why you want to clear them, why you want to clear a blocked third eye. Well, because when it's blocked, this can lead to many things. It can lead to confusion, uncertainty, not being confident in what we're hearing or seeing or feeling. It can lead to cynicism and pessimism. But when you open it up to the highest source of ethereal energy, this is when things really open up for you and you can perceive that true world instead of looking with your physical eyes at the physical world. So, what can happen to block this third eye other than fear, maybe forcing it, saying I can't? All of those things are going to keep that energy low in there. But there's something else that happens with this pineal gland, and it's called calcification. Anybody heard about calcification of your pineal gland? This is very common if this third eye is not being used. And what really affects it is our nutrition, our diets that are rich in fluoride. So some of the things that we want to be aware of that we're putting in our body is tap water full of fluoride, fluorinated toothpaste. I make my own toothpaste, and you can Google how to do that. It's very easy, very simple, and inexpensive, by the way. Inorganic produce, being aware of what we're putting in our mouth that maybe is not for our best and highest good. Any artificial drinks. This is something also to be aware of the effect that this might have on the pineal gland. What can we do to awaken it? Sun gazing. For the first 15 minutes that the sun comes up and the last 15 minutes before it sets, that's the best time to really let the sun hit you with that energy. It's going to be very, very potent at that time and will help with the energy of your third eye. You can use things in your diet like cilantro, seaweed, garlic, and honey because these all have a detoxifying property to them. Meditation and chanting. Chanting causes a stimulation of the pineal gland, which secretes more beneficial hormones that regulate your body. There's also some essential oils like lavender, sandalwood, frankincense, and parsley. And then we can also use crystals. Crystals are really, really great at helping us to connect. And amethyst, I would say, is one of the most beneficial ones for this third eye. Just you can hold it up to your eye or you can hold it in your hand and just let that energy come into your body. Okay, so it's time to feel into some energy of your third eye. We're going to chant, and whether you've ever chanted before or not, it doesn't matter. Just try it. That's all I ask in this class. It's just an effort. Just try something. Maybe it's something new and you haven't done it before, but wow, does it feel good once you do it? The thought behind the chant that we're going to do, and what I love about it, is you feel the vibration. So as you're doing it, you're going to feel your third eye actually vibrating with the energy. The chant itself is very simple. It's though, Thoh, though. And the way you're going to do this is bring in a deep breath. You're going to place your tongue beneath your teeth, between your teeth, and purse your lips. And you're going to just let that word come up from you. And we're going to do this 6 times with a breath in between. So it goes like this. You're going to take a deep breath in. Though. And as you're doing it, you'll get the right range for you to where you're going to feel that vibration in your third eye. So if everybody's ready, just take that deep breath in, purse your lips, and put your tongue between your teeth, and it's though. Though, 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 though. Okay, once you've done that, take a deep breath in. You may have felt some energy move. You might feel lightheaded. Maybe you didn't feel anything, and that's okay too. It'll come. The more that you practice this, it will start to shift that energy that's in the third eye. There's one more. You thought you were done, right? Not with this teacher. So the second chant that you can do is may. May. And this time you're not going to place your tongue between your teeth. You're just going to chant this word, may, and find the tone that's going to really create that vibration for you. What I like to do with this one, I like to close my eyes, my physical eyes, and raise my eyes upward with my eyes closed. And this brings that energy more prominent up to the third eye. So if everybody's ready, we're going to do 6 chants of May. 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 Ooh. Wow, that was some energy movement. I felt that big time. Anybody else? Let's see a show of hands if anybody felt that energy move. Yeah, I see you. That's powerful. Uh, so you can practice that chant on your own as much as you want. Be aware there is going to be energy movement, and so you don't want to make any sudden movement like standing up right after you do this. You want to give yourself that gentleness of really being with that energy as it opens up. But the more you can do this chant, just try it and just see how that feels inside. So the first one was though, Thoh, with your tongue in between your teeth, lips pursed, and just let it out. Just say that though and let that energy out 6 times. And then with the may, do that after the though. And this in conjunction, they really vibrate that third eye, and you're going to feel it powerfully. So now that we've moved some energy up there in the third eye, how about we connect to it through a meditation? I want you to get very comfortable wherever you're at, this is a time for you to just focus on you now and relax. And how do we do that focus? We do it through our breath. So we're going to breathe in deeply and relax it out. And I taught everybody a breathing method last week. That's the angel healing breath. Some of you might have missed that class. But what it looks like is you take a deep breath in through your mouth, not your nose. You're going to go in and out through the mouth. And the first breath you're going to breathe in, you're going way down deep into your lungs. And then you're going to breathe another breath into the heart. And this is all one breath. And then you're going to let it out the mouth. We're going to do this 3 times. I'll show you first, and then we'll do it together 3 times. So it's taking a deep breath in through the mouth. Again. So the first one goes deep down in. The next one you breathe in is into the heart. And yeah, you can do all of this in one breath. And then release it. And you can release it either slowly or you can let it all out with a that's what I like to do. Just really release that energy out. So right now we're going to do it 3 times. So deep breath in through the mouth. Again. Second one. And then the third one. Beautiful. So with your eyes closed, now start just breathing your normal breath. With your eyes closed, I want you to see a light in your heart. See this beautiful glow that's happening there. See it as a thread of light that's sitting in your heart space. And as you breathe into that light, you're going to watch it as it starts to move. Watch this light go out the back of your heart. As it travels out the back of your heart, it goes in between the vertebrae in your spine, and it's coming to the outside of your body. Now watch this stream of light as it goes upward, up your back, across your crown chakra, and over and into your third eye, into the pineal gland. Take a moment and feel that sensation. You may feel dizzy, you may feel lightheaded, or maybe you're floating or spinning with the energy. But just feel that sensation of what's happening there in your pineal gland. This light is just exploding in there. Breathing in this light, it opens up love. It opens up the energy that's in the pineal gland to expose anything of low vibration so it can be cleared away. Just take a moment with that. Just sit and feel that beautiful sensation that's there. And now, as you're sitting in that beauty of the movement of your third eye, feeling it so intensely, that physical sensation, the emotional, the spiritual sensation that's happening, I want you to go with me. Just envision that you're walking now. Breathe in and see yourself walking forward. And as you do so, you're going to come to a stairwell. And we're going to walk up those stairs together very slowly. So step up on that first step. That's number 1. And just stand there for a moment, get your balance. You've stepped up a little bit, so see if your vibration is a little higher with taking that step. And now let's take the second step. This is number 2. Take your time. You can hold on to the rail if you need to for balance. Again, feel the sensation. See what it feels like to be going up higher. And now let's take that third step, number 3. Take your time. There may be some that's getting out of breath from climbing these stairs, and that's okay. Take your time, be gentle. And let's move up to step number 4. You're really getting in a higher elevation now than where you were sitting. And let's take the last step, number 5. As you step up to that one, just look around you. And I want you to take 3 steps forward. And when you do that, turn to your left. And when you do this, you notice a window in the room. So I want you to start walking toward this window. Just take your time, move gently, move slowly. Let your energy just be what it is. And when you reach this window, I want you to open the curtain that's over the window so you can see clearly out that window. With your eyes closed, using only your third eye, what do you see? Some of you may have gotten images. You may have seen a movie. You might have heard something. You may have heard nothing or seen anything, and that's okay too. The more you can do this exercise, the more it's going to bring that third eye more prominent in its energy. So turn back away from the window now, and let's walk back down the stairs. Just walk over to the stairwell and slowly walk down them. The 5th one, number 4, 3, 2, and 1. And come back to where you are, right there in your physical body. And I can't wait to hear your experiences. I can't wait to really hear any connection that was made from doing these processes today. So the first thing, if everybody's back, sometimes it takes a moment to come back from that meditation because I want to stay at the window many times. I want to see what I'm seeing. But just bring your energy back to the room. And about that number that I was thinking earlier, everybody got what you wrote down? Okay, let's see if we have any winners. I was thinking number 27. Ruth Anderson, I've got chills. I love it. Anybody else? All right, who's who? I can't see all of you. Okay, if anybody else got 27, just type that in the chat. I'll be able to see that. That's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you for trying. And this is a really great, great way to just play with a friend. Just play. Just say, let's do this. Let's send a message, or let's send a number. Let's send a word and see what comes through for you. Oh, Prachetta, you got 27. Awesome, darling. And I don't know who the Galaxy iPad is, but thank you. And thank you all for participating in that. So now it's time to bring your pen and paper back out, because remember at the very beginning, before we even discussed the clairs and what that's all about and your third eye, you did something with some pictures. Do you remember that? Well, guess what? We are going to see if you get anything after we've discussed the clairs. So I'm going to put the pictures back up one at a time, and I want you to see if there's anything different, if there's anything more, or maybe it changed from when you first looked at the picture in some way and you're getting more energy from it now. So this is the first one. I'll give you just a minute with this one, and then I'll come back and change it. Here's number 2. And the last one. Okay, let's see what any of you experienced during this whole thing. Anything that you want to share, whether it's about your experience of feeling into the energy, what happened with your meditation, with opening the third eye. Anyone that would like to share your experience, this is your time. So, who would like to unmute and go first?
I can share.
I was going to say, don't be shy.
It was, hi, it was so beautiful and interesting, all of it. It really helped me have a better understanding of all the different clairs. And that I could actually increase them with the different tools that you've given us. But while we were chanting, when we were doing thou,
So,
I, though I heard into the light I go. And then when we said may, I heard I go forth into the wind proudly as a light being of love. And so I just thought, how awesome that while that chant was happening, it was sort of like telling me what I was doing, you know, by
yes,
going up into the pineal gland or opening up yourself more to hear.
how beautiful. Thank,
Yeah.
thank you for that. I'm so glad this was a good experience for you.
Hmm. Yeah, thank you.
Hi, Terry. It's Wendy.
Hi, Wendy.
Uh, I know the one that really profoundly changed for me was the three pictures. And the first time I saw the pictures, the gentleman by himself, was my initial instinct was he was strong. My energy didn't feel right with him. It was very intense. And after the exercises, I had a completely different take on him. I felt very strong sadness. It actually made me feel like I wanted to cry, and I could feel his pain. That's what I felt.
Well, my dear, you are so spot on. That picture is my father,
Oh,
and he suffered from many physical issues his entire life. At the end of his life, he had a stroke, and that was what ended his physical life. But yes, he was a coal miner, and so there was a lot of energy of being underground, of having that dirt from the coal just totally covering every day. And he raised 13 children working a full-time job with yeah, he was in a lot of pain. He was very sad. He had his moments of laughter, but he was very sad in his
oh,
life.
I could feel it. I could feel it. It was so intense that my eyes welled up. It's like, oh,
Yeah, very a lot of anger also in this lifetime that he
yeah.
went through.
That was my first take. It was the strength I had and intensity,
Yeah,
like that.
both of
Very,
those. He was a very
yeah,
strong man, and he was feared, not revered, but feared.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and exactly. That
It
was
was
that.
almost like I got his part of his life on one take, and the other one was yen take.
Yeah, and Stacy said she got coal miner, and yeah, that's what he was.
Oh, oh.
Awesome. Thank you all for filling into that energy. Anna, I saw you raise your hand.
Yes. Um, I was really I don't know if I was connected to the first or the second, but it's interesting when you said he had suffered a heart stroke, because my sense was a heart attack. Um, and I got the chills just because that's what I just couldn't picture if it was the first man or the second. And then I also got something like a grandfather, but I couldn't connect which of the two men were the ones. And I think probably the second one, I feel like a selfish man, like maybe what it meant and what it could have been, like mean, like I don't know if it was his appearance on his face, like self to himself, meaning, I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's kind of a my way or the highway person.
Right, exactly. That's what I felt.
Well, thank you. Thank you. And I hope you enjoyed the class today.
Yes, I did.
Awesome. Dina, I saw you raise your hand.
Okay, the first time around, I wasn't getting a whole lot of anything except from your dad. And I got like monster. And that's a very like, whoa, why was I getting that? I don't know. But you were saying that your dad was hard, right?
Yes, extremely.
That was a very, like I thought, what? Anyways, the second time around, I got the couple. Don't know why, but the first thing I heard was frostbite. That was very odd. And so I don't know where that came from, if they're in a cold climate somewhere or something, or been to.
Yeah, I'm not sure that they ever went to a cold climate.
Okay, well, I don't know where that came from then. But anyways, that's what I heard, unless somebody else in here relates to that phrase.
That could be.
Because sometimes
that could have happened in their experience.
Sometimes I pick up on other people. So if anybody relates to the word frostbite, let me know.
Okay.
And then after that with your dad, I got winkin', blinkin', and nod. It just came, winkin', blinkin', and nod. It's a poem.
Okay.
So I have to read on that one. And then with you and your cat, I got something to do with his diet and formula.
Okay. He had a very sensitive tummy. So yes,
There
I
you
have
go.
to definitely keep him on a special diet. And for all of you that felt into the energy of that picture, it was taken the night before he passed.
Oh.
I knew that that was going to be it, and that was my energy that was in that picture that I was hoping you all could.
Yeah, the first time around, I did feel like you were having a strong connection with your cat. The second time around, he was telling me about the formula, like he had a special diet or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
So thank you, Dina. That was awesome.
You're welcome. I'd like to ask Roxanne if she got anything.
Okay, let's see, Roxanne.
Hi guys. So on the first couple, I got that possible that they were a very happily married couple, and I was getting about a 35 to 38 range marriage. On the gentleman, your dad, I was getting the word railroad and a hard worker, and I was seeing black. And then on the third picture of you and your cat, I was seeing a heart, and like someone was having heart problems. I didn't know if that was the cat, or I didn't know it was you in the picture, but I felt like the woman was consoling the cat because the cat wasn't feeling well. So that's what I was getting on the 3.
Beautiful. Thank you. And
Thank
yes,
you.
the first couple, it was a long marriage. So awesome. Good pickup there. Jean Lorio, I had seen you raise your hand. And you're muted, honey.
Okay, there, I think I'm on. For the third one, this is exactly what I wrote down when I saw it. Comfort, loss, sadness, and gentle love. So that's what I got from the picture, that there was some kind of loss and there was a lot of gentleness going on there and comfort. So, and for your dad, what I wrote down for him was works very hard with earth. And I didn't really understand that, but I guess it would make sense if he was a coal miner.
He was a coal miner, but we also had a farm growing up. So yes.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Okay. Okay. You know, I need to have somebody, I need to talk to somebody a lot. I have so many questions, and this is not the forum for it. So I guess I'm going to have to contact you and see, because there are things that I have sensed that weren't exactly inclusive in this.
Okay.
And I would like to know if I'm just crazy or if this is something that's a Claire too. Okay.
Yes, we can talk definitely, honey. Thank you.
Okay.
Christina.
Okay, so I'll just read exactly what I had. For the first picture, I put down that they were a married couple, very content and loving. I was wondering what the woman might be looking at off to the side. Perhaps a grandchild is what I was kind of drawn to. I also got that the man is friendly, a joker at times, and that the woman was strong and that she ran the home as the matriarch. Even though I'm gathering the man was her husband or is her husband, he's big and strong, yet she kind of took control no matter what her physical stature was. For picture 2, I definitely got hard eyes. I got the actual phrase that those eyes could throw daggers that would go right through you. Tough and tired. And I also got some sadness in there. Long, rough life. He wasn't good to himself. I get that. No more than he was with others. And then picture 3, I definitely sensed that the cat was transitioning or in the process of doing that. I felt as though you were doing Reiki, some kind of healing, and that there was love transfer, the laying on of hands. It was saying goodbye to a friend, and that you were saying it was okay, sweetie. So that's what I got.
Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, you are so spot on, girl. Very good. So now I'll share with you that the first picture is my sister and her husband. My sister transitioned, I think 10 years ago. She had a very rough passing. And yeah, she was a very strong woman, very much the matriarch of the home. Um, Her husband was an airline pilot, and so they traveled a lot. But then at the end, she couldn't travel. She couldn't even make it to my mom's funeral. So yeah, she had a rough life. And yes, I did give my cat Reiki before he passed, just to make his transition easier. And I knew that that was his last night. And so we had our little conversation and our talk, and I did have to say it's okay to go. So thank you. Thank you for picking up on all that. Wow. Okay. Any comments about the group itself, about the class itself? Anybody that wants to give any feedback? And I do welcome your feedback. If you want to share an email or message, I love that as well. If you would just give me some feedback about the classes that you're taking, and just let me know anything that you see that you would like to receive that information differently, more of something, less of something. I really welcome all feedback because that makes me better at what I do. And I've really enjoyed bringing this class to all of you today. I don't see any more hands raised. I really appreciate. Oh, Ruth, I'm sorry.
So what I was just feeling was I would like to volunteer you, Teri, if the folks from this class would like to do a second class of coming on and practicing again and being able to report out what you saw. I see such importance in this activity. So Teri, I'd like to volunteer your services if these folks want to do another class.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, I'm seeing that already. Yeah, second class, please. Okay, yes, we will do that. I will definitely do that. it is important to practice your clairs. Practice, practice, practice as much as you can. I have a lot more methods that I can share with you of things that you can do to increase those abilities, and it's important to do that. So you know, a lot of it is fun, and we had fun in class today. I hope. Did you have fun today? A lot of it is fun to work with these, but a lot of it's important also, especially when you're increasing your clairsentience and your feeling about other people's energy. That's something that's so important for you to develop that ability. So, yeah, let's do this. Let's do it. And we'll do some more chanting and bring that third eye really up in vibration. So thank you. Thank you to all that were here. I love you so much. Next week,
Thank you.
we're going to talk about the Akashic Records. And again, I'll have some interactive stuff for you to do with the Akashic Records. I'm looking forward to that. So if you haven't signed up for it yet, this is your chance. Go sign up. Thank you all for being here. I love you all so much. You've been a blessing.
Thank you.
So I'm going to stop the recording.